Hey y'all, welcome to another Bible study video. Today is actually Sunday. It's Palm Sunday. This video won't be posted until tomorrow on Monday. But today we're tackling this question, what is Palm Sunday? I know a lot of you probably went to church today and you probably heard a great sermon on Palm Sunday, but I want to just break down really quick the facts of what is Palm Sunday, where the name comes from, why it's important, and just so we can get a posture set for Easter, for entering into Easter. But if you want to look in Luke chapter 19, this is where the triumphal entry of Jesus into Jerusalem actually comes in, and that is what Palm Sunday actually is. Jesus and his disciples, they travel over the Mount of Olives, and as they approach Jerusalem, Jesus sends two of his disciples out ahead of them to get an unbroken colt of a donkey. And they get this colt or donkey and they bring it to Jesus, and Jesus gets on it and he rides into Jerusalem on it. And this fulfills prophecy in the Old Testament which predicted that the Messiah would ride into Jerusalem on a donkey. And this was the entry of a king. Kings would often, we don't think of it, we think of a donkey and we just think of it as kind of a, well, can they just not ride a horse? But in this time period, like, the king entered on a donkey. And so by doing this, this is a entry of honor for Jesus, the entry of a king into Jerusalem. And as they approach Jerusalem, as he enters, we see a large gathering gathers around him. And these people understood that Jesus was the Messiah. But a lot of times we think that they probably didn't completely understand what being the Messiah meant at this time. They thought he was coming into Jerusalem at this time on Palm Sunday in order to basically to recreate Israel as they knew it, to break through the Roman rule and to make them a nation again, to make them great again. And as we see in Scripture in Luke 19 verses 11 through 12, Jesus tried to tell them, now is not the time for this kingdom to be set up. It's still future. But they didn't understand this. They recognized that he was the Messiah, but they misunderstood the role of the Messiah at that time. And so what we see on Palm Sunday is as Jesus enters the town, these people, they throw out palm trees and lay coats on the ground in order to give him the welcome of a king, thinking that he's going to ride into Jerusalem and that he's going to basically get them out from under the Roman rule. And we know, because we have the scriptures, because we know the whole story, we know that that's not the case. 7 days later, we're actually going to see Easter come. And by that point, Jesus will have already been beaten, sentenced to death that he doesn't deserve, Barabbas set free, who is all of us as sinners, the guy that should have been the one that was executed, not Jesus. And he's going to be put in a tomb that's borrowed, and then he's going to resurrect from the dead. He's going to overcome death and sin once and for all. And so this is the importance of Palm Sunday, because this is leading into it. And as we think throughout this week, as we get to Good Friday, just be thinking about this. Be thinking about how, back in Luke, this was Jesus' last week of life. He knew things were coming to a culmination, and yet he still walked faithfully with the Lord. He still continued on in this mission to save us from our sin, knowing that it wasn't the time for him to be, heralded as a king, but it was the time for him to suffer and die. But he did it anyway because he wanted to be obedient to the Father. So this is what what Palm Sunday is all about. This is the triumphal entry into Jesus, preparing for the last week of his life. And we'll be back on Wednesday. We're going to talk actually about what Good Friday means. We're going to be ahead of Good Friday this time. And then Friday, we're actually going to talk about Easter Sunday. What does this mean? But be thinking about these things between now and Wednesday, and I'll see you when we get there. But I love y'all. If you have any other questions or topics you'd like to see covered in videos, please text me or email me. If you need a study Bible, you know where to find me. I'll get you one if you're local. But until Wednesday, I love y'all. Blessings.